I was going through a big transition in my life. I didn't know if I was going to fight in. Obviously, I didn't know I was going to fight in the UFC anymore. It was like my exit out of the UFC. So a lot of stuff was going on at that time, and I just wanted to get away from the US. And I wanted to learn Muay Thai. The gym that I ended up going to was Tiger Muay Thai there in Phuket, Thailand. And there I met this guy named Will Elliott, who is the director at Tiger Muay Thai. He was at the airport when he picked me up. You know, he picked me so when I got picked up, and we kicked it a lot. You know, basically I became really, really good friends with this dude. So, and over the years, I kept going back. When I went back to the States, kept in contact, and then I was fighting in Bellator. I won that first fight, and the second one I lost the decision to Pat Curran. And then the whole thing started again, where I just wanted to leave the States, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to even stay in the States anymore. From there, that whole Team Z thing happened. I fought Eddie Alvarez. I got beat up pretty bad, and yeah, I just didn't know. What I was going to do or what I really wanted to do. And I decided I wanted to go on a backpack trip. So my first route back was, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back to Phuket, go back to Thailand. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just Thailand and Phuket and Tiger Muay Thai and just the people that are there. It's home, you know. It's home for me now. Well, obviously everybody knows my upbringing and stuff that I went through, and you start to question a lot of things. You start to question. I started to always question, like, why I was put in certain situations. How come I end up in this situation? Why was I even on the cover of the Sports Illustrated? Whose idea was that? You know, why was I even considered, you know, the cover or the poster boy of MMA at one point? You know, I was just this kid from nothing, you know, and here I am at this thing, and then a lot of people that comes with that. You don't even know who these people are and what their intentions are, and so I have a big trust issue with that. And then people want to get into your personal life, and then they try to stir you into a direction that maybe it's not for you, and you know. For example, I was being kind of pushed into the whole movie thing, you know, and like that entertainment world. And I didn't like it, you know. I just didn't. The number one priority in my life at that time was to being the best athlete that I could be, or the best fighter that I could be. I was so hungry to becoming the UFC World Champion that nothing else mattered. And so at that moment, everything, I was just so dialed in and so focused, which is why I won. The next fight after that, I think I fought this guy on a 2 weeks' notice, Doug Evans. So I TKO'd him in the second. Then I fought Alberto Crane and beat this world-class guy. He was a world champion in Black Belt Jiu-Jitsu, and I was able to go to the ground with this guy, and I fully beat this guy. Then I fought Clay Guida at the end of the year. Now, after the Clay Guida fight, that's when everything hit me. I started to question, you know, what's the purpose of life, you know? So. And I guess I'm going into this philosophical state right now because that's kind of what I went through. And when you start questioning all these things, and then it's not really just it's not about fighting anymore. You know, I was fighting, but that's just me making a living. That's, you know, it was my passion. But is it the end all be all? Is that my purpose in life? Is this my calling? Is this my vocation? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right path? Like, all these things started happening to me at that time, and basically, where I'm getting at, I grew up with no parents. I grew up with no father, no mother, and I got adopted at 19. But even then, like, I have nobody to turn to, or to really. I didn't have any guidance. You know, at that young age, you know, I was 23 years old, 24, and no one really saying, "Hey, man, like, slow things down. Like, we're trying to explain to me, this is what's happening. This is anything, nothing of that sort." And it was just kind of like a train wreck about to happen. And it was kind of like my own my own doing. In a way, I almost just I wanted everything to be quiet again. And I'm taking fights that I shouldn't have taken and I shouldn't have been doing. I'm fighting at 77 kg, which is that's my walk around weight. You know, these guys are at 94 kg. You know, coming down to 77. So, not that I can't hang with these guys, but I just wasn't preparing myself fully on for these fights, and until I finally got soccer kicked, and that was that was you could call it a sign of God, a sign of the universe, a sign of something. Like, yo, if I wasn't having any guidance, but that was like the final blow for me to go, hey, you sit down, slow things down. To be able to be a coach, or to be able to be a role model, or to help guide someone, you have to be good yourself. You have to take care of yourself as well. I can't be coaching. I'd be hypocritical if I'm telling somebody to do something where I'm my own enemy, my own train wreck, you know. And so yes, these last 2 years, not only was I coaching, I was also figuring things out for myself and figuring things out that. So the one thing that and this goes for everybody, and I think one advice that I can give to anyone: the only thing that you can control in life is yourself, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you can be in a relationship. Your girlfriend can be crazy, psycho, whatever, jealous, say some really hurtful things, and it's up to you to really take that. You can either take that in a bad way or in a good way. You can either be still positive or not, you know. And that's one thing that I started to understand. Like, wait, even though all these kind of things happen, you kind of put yourself in a situation. This is me talking to myself to be well, you know. And so, with that said, I understood. Okay, my choices right now are to I want to live in Thailand. That's like a choice that I've made for myself. That's a selfish choice, and it's a selfish choice to better myself, right? And that means to get away from the States, get away from whatever was going on in the U.S., get away from whatever surroundings you had. And so, being at Tiger for me, and the people that have been involved in my life the last 2 years, has been amazing, you know. So I'm grateful. I'm completely grateful. Well, this is the thing. At Tiger, we have amazing athletes that are coming from all over the world, and especially from Chechnya, from Dagestan, from Ingushetia, from Russia. These guys are amazing athletes, amazing fighters who are just dialed in. Like, all they think about and live and breathe is fighting. Like, that's it. And when you have guys like that around, obviously they need to be challenged. So I got to spar with them. I got to grapple with them. I got to go all these things to help them get better. Now, when you're doing this stuff, you tend to, now they're not going to just, they're fighters. It doesn't matter who you are. They're coming after you. Well, I understood where I was at. I understood, and we have a lot of guys who come from the UFC, from all over the place, and I spar with these guys, and I grapple with them, and and this is the thing, when all of them start telling you, basically I started getting this really awesome support group from these guys, from actual die-hard fighters, where they're saying, yo, you need to be back in there, like, you are the best in the world. And when you start to believe that, and to really understand, like, wait a minute, I was good, I am good. You can be the best in the world. You can show that you're the best in the world. Hey, man the fuck up and do it. And that's kind of what's happened. And when you saw me fight against Christian, it was just me saying, you know, enough is enough, and I know my abilities. Is that I believe that I can manhandle anyone, especially at 155 pounds. I believe that I can grab someone and then done. and that's kind of that's what happened. And yes, I wanted to make a statement that I am a good fighter. I am one of the best fighters in the world, and I'm a good coach. And we have a great team in Tiger Muay Thai, Team Banter, and we're here to make a statement to make our mark basically in this world of MMA.